Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In 1990, David Sachs, with the help of Joanne Armstrong, founded the Society for Progressive Supranuclear Palsy. Their mission was to raise funds for research and to provide information to patients and their families. Both founders had suffered the loss of a loved one to PSP. Today, the Society reaches thousands of persons a year through educational programs, research symposia, family conferences, and support groups in the United States and Canada. PSP is a fatal degenerative brain disease that has no known cause, treatment, or cure. It causes complete disability by progressively impairing all movement, balance, vision, speech, and swallowing. For many years, people who had PSP had an illness with no name. It was merely categorized with other neurological disorders, and people were told that it was just a part of getting old. In 1963, our honoree, Dr. John Steele, along with Drs. Clifford Richardson and Jerzy Olszewski, identified PSP as a specific neurological disorder. Today, there are about 20,000 people in the United States with PSP. The disease is often misdiagnosed as Parkinson's disease, and much of the medical community is still unfamiliar with its symptoms. Unfortunately, patients may receive the wrong diagnosis, and an incorrect diagnosis combined with a progressively worsening condition can be devastating to the individual and his family. Prior to the establishment of the Society, there was no significant information available about PSP. Patients and caregivers had no knowledge of how to find others with whom to share their experience. In addition, there was no hope for a cure since there was no research being done. While the disease still remains much of a mystery, the Society provides funding for research. And it is our sacred trust to be the best at what we do for the benefit of those individuals, families, and caregivers who are struggling with this terrible disease every day. Since 1997, the Society has awarded over $2.7 million in research grants. Because our vision is to cure PSP, the Partners for a Cure campaign has begun to fund a wide range of innovative projects, and it is only through basic scientific research that a cure for PSP will be found. Our goal is to raise $10 million for this current effort. This year alone, and prior to this wonderful event, Chuck Peebler and the Peebler PSP Research Foundation have committed several $100,000 to the Society's research program. And just yesterday, the Peebler Foundation committed another $500,000 for research to be done in 2007. And that amount does not include the incredibly generous support raised at tonight's event, which you have heard is $1 million and counting. More good news. Last week, the National Institutes of Health announced that one of our own researchers and member of our scientific advisory board, Dr. Irene Litvan, was awarded a $3.4 million grant to study the genetic and environmental risk factors for PSP. Dr. Litvan will lead a team of specialists from some of the most prestigious institutions across the country, including the Mayo Clinic, Duke, Johns Hopkins, in determining the role of genetic and environmental components in the development of PSP. The study will also explore whether there's a connection between PSP and occupational or environmental chemical exposures. And this is the first major NIH research award to focus on PSP. There is always hope for a cure, and we believe that a cure remains a possibility. Cure PSP, that is our vision and that is our ultimate hope. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I'd like to thank all of you here for your extremely generous support in support of the work of the Society for PSP. We are truly grateful. And I'd like to recognize the Society's Board of Directors and staff. They're over there. Would you all please stand? And I'd like to personally thank David Bell for all the wonderful job he's done with this particular event. Thank you very much, and God bless you.